He's the voice you hear every day on the radio from 3 to 6 p.m. on News Talk 1290 WHIL radio. And if you're listening carefully, you might hear another familiar voice singing, "You're making a first-time call on the radio. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Dan McDowell Show." Please welcome my special guest, Dan McDowell. Good to have you on the show tonight.
All right. Thanks very much, William. Thanks.
There's more to come on the William Pace Show. Stay with us. My special guest is Dan McDowell from News Talk 1290 of the Dan McDowell Show. How are you?
I am fine, William. And
Good
yourself?
to have you here. I'm fine, just trying to stay on my diet. It's a challenge. I'm sort of at a plateau.
Oh, is that right?
And you know, where you go to a plateau when you lose so many pounds, and then your body won't lose any more, and so you have to do more strenuous.
I'm at a gaining plateau right now, as a matter of fact.
Well,
Yeah.
how many pounds have you gained?
I think I've gained, at
Since
least put on
Christmas.
like 15 or 20. Well, not since Christmas, but
Okay.
like in the last year. So, in fact, later on in the show, I didn't want to get into it just yet, but I wanted to talk about weight loss in my new program.
Okay, yeah,
But,
I'd be interested in getting some tips and suggestions. You know, I've sort of been, well, almost every size there is to be.
You
know,
look
so-
great, though. You look better than you did last time. You
Well,
lost a
thank
few
you,
pounds for
thank
sure.
you. It's becoming noticeable in my face, and
Oh, yeah.
I still have this situation with the stomach, and so I've sort of got a double-breasted.
You lost a little hair, too. Maybe
you
a
know-
pound or two off the...
Well, this hairstylist of mine, she got carried away, and I went in there, and she went clip, 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 and next thing you know, I was bald-headed almost.
Oh, my.
But I guess this is a little bit better. It's grown out some a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
getting used to it.
Yeah.
I take it that you like this is a better look for me.
Well, losing a few pounds never hurts anybody, you know, except for Ally McBeal. But
Okay. Well, I want to take this golden opportunity to thank you for your support. You know, folks, it's rare that you find one on-air personality willing to promote another on-air personality, and I just thank you from the bottom of my heart for that.
sure. Well,
I really appreciate
I'm just like,
that.
I try to pattern my show on the radio. It's kind of a radio version of the William Pace Show on TV, and
It
I
is,
didn't even
yeah.
know that before we met.
Yeah.
But we break the rules. The William Pace Show, throw the rules out the window.
Well, you
know
know-
what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Have
Yeah.
the guests read the letters. You get crazy here.
Yeah, I think they don't know what to do with me in the city of Dayton, some of the stations, because I've endured despite the odds, you know, and we won't mention any particular newspaper's name,
Right.
but I want to share this. But I won't mention the newspaper source, but I remember when you invited me to come on your show, and I was sort of despondent. I didn't know whether I wanted to or not, because
Right.
I
You were going through a downtime.
got into it with one of the newspapers. I was telling them that, you know, my show was going daily. It's a daily show. It's a big thing in town. And,
Definitely deserving of a story.
well, I thought so, too. And they only wrote 3 little measly little lines. And so I said something to them about, I guess it's like the adage, you know, a prophet's never wanted in his own land. And you know what they said to me? They
What?
said, "Are you a prophet?" So I said, I better go. But we won't mention any names. We won't mention any names.
Because there's so many newspapers in this town
Absolutely.
that could have turned you down.
Right,
Deal, so.
right. So, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I got a call from muscular dystrophy and inviting me.
Are you okay? Oh, you don't have muscular
No,
dystrophy. Okay.
no, not me,
All right.
me. No, I'm blessed. I'm fine. I'm okay. But they want me to go to jail to help raise money for muscular dystrophy. And I said, yes, if I could do a show. So we're going to tape a show there with me in jail. And so I've got
really? Nice.
at the Marriott Hotel. And I thought maybe I could call you up on the line. Maybe come on, I think I'm supposed to be there at 3 or something like that, 3 to 4.
Sure, on the radio?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can say, help, I need some money.
So what's the thing? They take you off to jail and you need to get people to call in donations?
I have to call people up on the phone lines and raise a certain amount of they call it bond money or bail money or something like that, to bail
Yeah.
me out of jail.
Okay.
So you'd bail me out of jail.
Well, we can try and get some of our, as you know, I'm pretty strapped this month.
Pretty
It's after
strapped, too.
Christmas and everything,
But you would give me a
I'd
few
love
dollars.
to. I'd love to
a few
put the word
dollars.
out and have some listeners call in. And
That'd be great. Help get William out of jail.
what day is that going to be for the viewers?
I believe it's.
If they wanted to maybe tune into my show and help you out.
That'd be great. I believe it's February 24th. It's I believe the last Wednesday in February. But you can always call my office at 275-7629, or you can call Dan. By that time, we'll have give you the exact date,
Yeah.
so you'll know.
Just listen to the show, and we'll definitely keep everybody updated.
Great. Well, you know, when you had all this ice, and I guess you're not used to this ice and snow. I heard you talking a lot about that.
Oh,
earlier.
well, here's the thing. Yeah, we shut down Dayton for 2 weeks, right, with all this snow this winter.
It didn't shut me down. I kept going.
Oh,
a
well,
little
yeah, I was
slower.
watching the William Pace show every night. Didn't shut down my show either. So I'm from Cleveland originally. So I'm used to having snow and ice, but I'm used to having a city that will, like, respond to the fact that nature will snow once in a while, you know? And I live in downtown Dayton. You know, I'm always supportive of my town, and very proud of the fact that I live in downtown Dayton. But apparently downtown Dayton has like a guy named Jeb and his plow that will clean up the streets downtown, because they did not plow my street. The whole 2 weeks, they did not plow my street. And I don't think they know what salt is. I mean, we live in Ohio, correct? So you know that Dayton doesn't get tons of snow, and there wasn't a big snow like this for a few years, right?
Right. We haven't had this kind of snow in a few years.
Yeah, but you would think, I mean, at the William Pace show, if something goes wrong, if you have a guest scheduled and the guest doesn't show up, you have a backup plan. You have a plan that you will do something.
Right.
The show must go on.
Absolutely.
At our radio station, we have a plan that if it snows, we have people that will come in at night and we'll get the school closings on for you. You know what I mean? They do it at Channel 7 TV too. They'll get the school closings. We'll get that out. We have a plan if it snows. Now, the city of Dayton, I'm thinking, should come up with some kind of a plan because it snows once in a while. And they should say, when it does snow, let's call the plows. Maybe that same day. Because no plows are out on the streets until a day after the snow. By then, as you know, it was like 0 degrees out. So all the snow that had fallen was now this frozen brick of ice. And when they did try and salt and shovel it, you can't shovel it off. So it just snowed everybody in for 2 weeks. So I didn't think the city of Dayton had a plan until the 2-week period lapsed. And I realized that their master plan was to allow the sun to melt the snow. And it really did work, because we had 2 days in a row where it was like 50-degree weather, and it melted all the snow and it rained. So I guess the city of Dayton saved money, and I have egg on my face for bashing them.
In fairness to one of my earlier guests this week was Commissioner Dean Lovelace, and I asked him about that, and he said he thought that they did an outstanding job.
Really? All right,
So maybe
well, I
need
disagree
to
with that
have
wholeheartedly.
you, Commissioner Dean Lovelace, and you come on a show together.
Okay.
Would you come on the show?
Yeah, I'd love that.
Okay, that'll be a future show for us. And I wanted to ask you something real quick before I forget it. I mentioned it to you once before, but you know what I would love to really see is an interview with you and Miss Roseanne. I think that would be
Roseanne, okay.
Roseanne, I think that would be.
It'd be a battle for the pizza. You know, I love eating.
I can see the two of you together. It would be a riot. It really would.
Very interesting.
It would be a riot.
Where do you come up with this kind of stuff?
Well, I like to think I'm creative, and I sense your sense of energy, and it's sort of wacky. And I thought, well, with Roseanne, and she's sort of wacky too, and that put them together, it would be a show to see.
I've never been compared to Roseanne before, but I
well, you know, Roseanne,
appreciate you noticing my gut.
No, but Roseanne has a way of talking and a sort of dry sense of humor, and
very annoying. As I am, yeah.
You know, so the two of you together would be like, what would we call it, Mutt and Jeff or something like that?
Very interesting. Very interesting.
The
All
two
right.
of you
I'll
together.
think about it. I'll think about it and see if I'd like to have her on my show. I don't know if I would.
That would be a riot to see too. But how is Joe? I was listening to the radio yesterday, and he didn't make the gallon. Now there was a lot of people.
My partner on the air, Mighty Joe Young, who a lot of people don't realize, but was raised by humans. Joe has had a lot of stuff going on, if you've been listening to our show lately.
Was something about this girl that ditched him or something?
Yeah, he met a girl on New Year's Eve in Indianapolis and called her, and she didn't call him back, so we called her on the air, then she called back, and then she blew him off again. And this past week, he did a scientific study for the Dayton listeners to see if it was possible for a human to drink a gallon of milk in 1 hour.
Well, stay tuned. Hold that thought.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll find out, okay?
All righty.
There's more to come on the William Pace Show. Stay with us. Hi, we're back with Dan McDowell and his producer, Jim. We were talking about Joe drinking a gallon of milk.
Yeah, Joe, my on-air partner, just started to tell you before the break. By the way, you got a lot of new advertisers. We should give a little hand to the new advertisers that we saw during the break, huh? Very nice, very nice. But I was telling you before the break, Joe did a scientific experiment for the city of Dayton that he wanted to see, can you drink a gallon of milk in 1 hour? And he made it almost to the whole gallon of milk before he deposited the milk into the garbage can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he never made it through.
Oh,
so
he didn't.
Don't try it at home, folks.
He didn't.
We've proved it for you.
He didn't throw it up, did he?
Well, I didn't want to say that.
Oh.
Yes, he did.
My goodness. Okay.
He deposited.
William, well, you had to ask that, didn't you?
Right. I thought this was a family show, William.
It is.
A lot of families up at midnight watching the show together.
It is. It is. So he made it 3/4 of the way?
Yeah, he made it almost through the whole thing, but don't try. Let me just say, don't. Well, if you want to try it here on the William Pace Show, I think it'd be a great show.
We are not advocating for anyone to drink a gallon of milk.
But, William, I wanted to talk a little weight loss. I mentioned that in the beginning of the show.
Yes.
And I'd like to introduce, Joe is my partner on the air, but one of the big guys, so to speak, instrumental to our show off the air is Big Jim Wilson. He's our production guy. And, yeah. And also, very strange, I was talking weight loss. As you can see, it's January. It's post-Christmas. I'm wearing my big clothes. These are my big pants. This my big fat shirt. It hangs over, so you don't have to see the gut hanging out and everything.
We have the camouflage thing.
And every year, every January, I'm trying a different weight loss thing. I'm going through eating 2 ounces of chicken, and I'm trying.
Do you really have to watch your weight?
Oh yeah, for sure, baby. Yeah.
Do you have to watch? Like you could probably eat like a pizza and.
I could eat a whole pie, easily.
Really?
Yeah. I love eating. I've always thought that if I ever had an eating disorder, I could be a bulimic, but I could never be anorexic because I have to eat. You know what I mean?
Now, have you analyzed why you eat so much? I've analyzed why I eat so much. But
really?
What's the driving force of you eating so much?
I think because my parents were divorced when I was like 8 years old, and I just started eating ever since then. And
so that was a hard time for you.
Yeah, I believe that was.
It was a psychological, because I believe that weight loss has something to do with the psychological.
Oh, for sure.
You're eating to fill yourself for other things that are not in your life.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing, though. I have employed Big Jim here. He's my spiritual advisor and personal trainer, pretty much, weight loss consultant.
Okay.
Kind of strange. Usually, you don't see a guy that looks like Big Jim to be a weight loss consultant, But
are you a weight loss consultant?
I am, William. I've developed a 2-phase plan to help Dan, and I believe help others.
Okay.
Phase 1 of the plan, of course, is just hanging out with me. As Dan sits here now with
it's a
me
visual,
next to him, he appears thinner than he would if I weren't here.
Think about it. When you first were watching the show, you thought I was a little chunky, didn't you?
You
But
did.
now what do I look like? Yeah, I'm like a world-class athlete now.
So that's the first part of the plan. You
So
must
it's an
seek
illusion,
and find
then.
someone larger than you.
Jim,
Okay.
so he
hang out.
hangs with me all the time, which is a
Okay.
little weird during showers and when my girlfriend comes over, but I
It
don't
works
mind
out.
it, because,
Right.
yeah.
Now, the second phase of the plan, William, is Dan eats at certain times. In fact, it's for well,
Is it time to
it's
eat now?
to eat.
Is it midnight?
Yes.
Where's my,
Okay.
I bring my
And
food
so,
with me
This is
everywhere.
totally unscripted, folks.
Dan, here's the plan. Here's how Dan stays thin by standing.
This, by the way,
keeping
is
next
the,
to me.
This, by the way, is this briefcase from
Before
Pulp
you open
Fiction.
this up, now is there food in here? What is it?
It,
It is Dan's regimented meals.
yeah, I have
now,
a little something. I
He
have
eats
my
it
lunch. I
the
brought my
same
lunch with
time
me.
every day.
Brought a sandwich. Can you hold that for a second?
What kind of sandwich is this?
That's a turkey. Really,
It
though,
looks
here's
like
the
it's
thing
got
about my new
mustard on
diet.
it. Does it have mustard on it?
How do you like that thing?
Oh, this
Here's
is
it.
more like for my diet.
Yeah, here's the deal with my new diet, William. I can eat anything.
Oh, a Bud Light.
I can eat a lot of diets. You got to eat like an ounce of chicken, or you got to eat this much rice. This diet, I eat anything: pizza, hamburgers, whatever. And
Are
then
you,
you gotta-
are you gonna pop the lid on the Bud Light?
See, what happens is, William,
well,
while
what's
I'm
the
with
rule?
Dan,
What's the rule on the beer?
the rule is you start the beer, I finish the beer.
Well, only light beer too.
Only light beer, right, exactly. Any food Dan wants to ingest, I have to eat most of it first, and then I give it to
Now
him.
this we
Keeps
have
the
we
weight
have
off.
we have families watching the show, so I don't know if we.
Oh
can
no,
have-
we're not going to drink this
have
beer
the Bud
on the
Light.
air.
Right, that's just a prop.
That's for you after the show.
Plug these
Oh
pretzels,
no, I
it's a
don't drink
prop.
any beer either.
But the thing
Let me-
kind of
let
is
me
that
see
Jim
the-
just hangs.
Hand me that box. I want to see the nutrition.
I-
Oh,
See, the thing is, I can eat anything I want.
what are you folks?
But
doing?
Jim hangs out with me all day, so I order a pizza, and I want to eat this pizza. And before I can even eat two pieces, he's finished the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, let me eat my sandwich. See, it kind of makes me mad, but
let
I'm
me-
losing weight like a maniac. I mean, every meal that I eat, he eats like 3/4 of the meal.
Wait,
I never can
wait.
get through it.
Now the calories here. What is it? Serving size per container. It says 1 pretzel. Now how many pretzel do you have?
Like, there's about
And-
40 pretzels in that box. When
And
you
you're
buy
only
it.
supposed to have
I
one.
have 34, Dan eats 6. That's
Yeah.
how it breaks down.
Oh.
The thing is,
Scientifically.
he never orders anything. That's the problem. I mean,
Well, tell me,
That's
Jim.
the beauty of the
Let me
diet.
I go out to eat, and I order a meal. He just sits there. He doesn't order anything.
Let me do some analyzing here. Now,
Right.
why
Want me
is
to
it
lay
that?
down or anything?
No. Why is it that you feel you have to eat so much? Did you have an unhappy childhood life?
No, I've analyzed it as you and Dan have, and it comes right down to hunger for me. I'm just usually hungry.
Hungry.
No bad
And
things have happened.
No.
do you have any way to curb that appetite?
I just keep the thought in my mind that eventually I will get taller.
you gotta find somebody that's bigger than you to hang out with. You know what I
right.
mean?
I
That's the
got
problem.
a couple of 600
Now, what
pounders in
are you
junior
eating?
college. I'm
What is
working
it?
on.
What is it? A ham sandwich? Is that? Now, we're
Yeah,
talking
this is
about
turkey, baby. This is very
we're
good.
talking
for you.
about food. Now, can you cook? Do you know how to cook?
Yeah, I make a mean
It's better
chicken
if he
soup.
just orders out, though.
You don't know
Yeah.
how to cook, huh?
I have chicken soup sometimes.
You know how to fry an egg?
I make sometimes I make Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah,
You drop
eggs.
those in the toaster.
Yeah, well, it's not that easy, William. I mean, there's a level of darkness that sometimes you don't know about. Like if you put it on 5, you come out with like a black blueberry Pop-Tart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, not prejudice or anything. Black is fine, but not when in your Pop-Tart is crispy. So that's kind of.
So,
See the bit here? I've eaten like 1 bite of this thing.
and it says it's low. So
This is how I lose weight.
I approve of this here because it's fat-free. So I approve of
I've
that.
gotten most of the fat out of that sandwich.
I got something else too we've been doing that Jim has made me do this year for the first time ever. I've joined a bowling league,
Anything you
and
do
there's
that
a little
can-
exercise.
Yeah,
Part of the plan.
Right, because it is. I think
My arm's sore. but-
I think it has to do with caloric intake. I think it has to do with fat grams, how many fat grams you're consuming, and I think it has to do with cardiovascular. I think do you do
Oh,
the
yeah.
treadmill? Do you do?
No, I've just been bowling.
Well,
It's been so cold that it's hard for me
I
to get
know,
outside and
I
work
know,
out.
it's-
You
it's
must
hard.
understand that.
I do understand that.
Anything
And
under
it is-
60, 65 degrees, I just can't make it out to work
And
out.
I do understand that because
Yeah.
there are days I start to moan when I get up at 6 o'clock to get out to hit the gym at Bally's, and
You should find somebody bigger than you to hang out with.
Yeah.
No, I have to keep working on trying to perfect this body.
Well,
I
here's
showed
the thing.
I showed you a picture of the way I used to look. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And that's
you
what
had to have like 2 pictures to fit you in.
No.
Oh, no, the skinny one. Yeah,
skinny-
that's you had to have
the
half
skinny
a
one.
picture. That's all.
That's what I'm trying to get. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm
See,
gonna,
you look fine now. I think everybody's predisposed to be in a certain body type.
well, I
but
think there's some
you
truth
might be
to
able to
that.
lose like 5, but you're looking good.
No,
I
I'm
don't know.
thinking
What do you
maybe
think as a trainer?
Maybe like a
I
good
think you're in great shape.
30 to 50 pounds. or
Oh,
so.
Wow,
you'll
man.
You'll be wasted away.
Yeah, you look like
Hey,
Callista
man.
Flockhart.
No,
Extra skin. Don't do it.
no, I
Find somebody bigger.
I think the key is, though, and I'm no personal trainer like Jim, but I think the key is that everybody has to have their own. You know, treadmill might work for you.
I think a lot of it has to do with
Hanging out with a real fat guy might work for me. You know.
Uh-huh. I think a lot of it has to do with what stock you come from. You know, when you look at my father, he's every bit of 6 feet, and he's about 240, 250. My mother was about, I don't know, 5'9", but she was a big, heavy-set woman. So for me to think that I'm going to be a little thin person, that ain't going to happen in this lifetime. But
Right.
anyway, you know, you just have to, I think a lot of it has to do with what you come from, and then I think you have to really, constantly, watch your weight. I really do. We'll be back in a moment with more conversation with Dan McDowell and Jim. Stay with us. We're back here with Dan McDowell and one of his producers, Mr. Jim here, and they're going to finish
Big
up.
Jim.
Big Jim. And they're going to finish up a banana here. So you can see this is going to be real exciting here.
Why do they call you Big Jim?
I'm so tall. I'm like 6 foot.
Oh, wow.
Well, tell me, we were almost out of time. And tell us what's coming up on the Dan McDowell Show. News
Coming
Talk
up on the
12
Dan McDowell Show,
1290.
don't forget to tune in February 24th. That's a Wednesday. William Pace will need your support for muscular dystrophy.
Because they're going to put me in jail over at the Marriott Hotel, and I've
Right.
got to raise money. I've got to raise a lot of money for muscular dystrophy, and Dan's going to come and help bail me out. You're going to give me what? How much money are you going to give me?
Oh, my gosh. Too much to mention now, William. That's for sure.
But you are going to, and I'm going to call you on the radio.
Call on the radio, so you watching out there, make sure you call into our show that day. It's WHIO Radio, of course.
Okay.
And William Pace will need your help.
Okay. Well, that's it for us today. We got to go before this becomes a zoo. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.